Edward St. Payne.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and germs. Tonight on Nightique, we bring you direct from the cradle of contemporary music, the place where the blues were born, the Old South, artists hailing from Louisiana and Mississippi, representing two polar opposites from a generational standpoint, but totally together in their common interpretation of what blues music is all about. Tonight on our stage, we bring you one of the original mainstays from the world of blues, King Edward Antoine. He was born in Louisiana, he's traveled the globe performing, and he's recorded many blues albums that are today considered classics. One of the last of his generation of bluesmen still performing today. Also tonight on Nightique, one of the most exciting new blues artists on the scene today, Mr. Sipp, the Mississippi blues child. He grew up in Mississippi and at a young age became the guitarist for the gospel greats, the Williams brothers, performing across the nation and even worldwide. Then he did something few gospel artists do. He found the blues. So stay tuned. Great music ahead on Nightique. But first, in other music news, Bob Dylan, the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney, The Who, Neil Young, and Pink Floyd's Roger Waters will perform at the Empire Polo Field in Idaho in October. It's a big, big concert. Preparations for the expected hordes of Charter Rock fans include wheelchair ramps, portable defibrillators, and Little Rascal scooter rental booths. On the legalized pot front, big news from California. California's legalized pot advocates turned in the 600,000 signatures necessary to make the state ballot this fall. It's hard to believe, but they finally did it. Legalized pot would have been on the ballot years ago, but the signature gatherers kept forgetting where they left the petitions. Facing a declining economy, the president of Venezuela has officially converted the country to a 2-day work week. The Obama administration is trying to help. The Obama administration has offered help in acclimating the population to spend only 2 days of the week in an occupation. Obama has made arrangements to integrate the U.S. postal workers during this difficult transition as advisors. In the world of sports, Johnny Manziel turned himself in to the Texas authorities after a Dallas grand jury indicted him for assaulting his girlfriend in a Dallas hotel room this past fall. He wanted to surrender. Johnny Manziel couldn't wait to go to prison. It's the only team that won't release him. And finally, from the world of technology, a study says that Twitter can help people quit smoking. Not only that, but being obsessed at staring at your cell phone and sending out tweets all day also helps people quit eating, quit drinking, and having a life after all. Okay, stay tuned. Great music from blues greats, Mr. Sipp and the legendary King Edward, next on Nightique.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Gray's Box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to grays.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to grays.com and enter the code GRAYS34 for a free box.
Grays.com. Snacking reinvented.
Did you know home appliance and major system breakdowns cost homeowners an average of $1,700 per year?
American Residential Warranty can help cover those costs with home service plans starting at less than $1 a day.
Plan options include coverage for central air, heat, and ductwork,
Water heaters, interior electrical systems, and plumbing.
major kitchen appliances, and more.
Call now. There's no obligation. But hurry, if you wait until you need a home service repair,
It'll be too late.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, first off, we're going to meet Mr. Sipp, the Mississippi blues child. Now, it's an interesting story. Mr. Sipp was a very young, successful guitarist with the gospel greats, the Williams brothers. He toured the world as a very young man, and then he did something that few gospel artists do. He flipped. He became a blues artist, and now he's one of the forerunners in the new blues generation out across the country today. You can hear his music on Sirius Radio. He's touring. So in our interview with Mr. Sipp, we'll find out more about what he is looking forward to doing in the future, and we'll get a chance to hear a recent performance. Here's Mr. Sipp, the Mississippi Blues Child.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
Yeah, I'm a roach whisperer. I've just always had a way with them. Now, roaches are stubborn, nasty insects, and sometimes you just gotta be forceful with them. Ah, roach, be gone. You're not welcome here, roach.
There is a better way. Bengal Roach Spray. No odor, no mess, no roaches. Bengal Roach Spray really works.
And if whispering don't work, I always got my backup plan.
And now back to more Nightique.
So you are an acclaimed blues man. Now, let's go back in time. You have not always been a blues man, correct?
No, right.
So where are you coming out of? What are you coming out of?
I'm coming straight from the church. I played gospel for 22 years, professional gospel music for 22 years, traveled all over the United States and several countries overseas. Took 2 years off to just kind of bond with myself, with my family, and got bored and wanted to do something else, man. And we took off with the blues, which is very similar. I found out over the last year and 10 months that I've been playing blues in the church all my life because the music is so similar, you know, so it was an easy fit.
Did you have any blowback because you're moving from gospel into blues? Did you get any negative feedback from folks?
I didn't get any negative feedback. To you know, surprisingly, you know, especially coming from small town McComb, Mississippi, which is a Bible Belt town, and then with a 22-year history of gospel music, 13 gospel albums out, still writing gospel songs and producing gospel albums. I didn't get any kickback, and I think Al Green and myself are the only two that has successfully switched over, and you know, and it's working successfully. And I just think that's great. I think it's wonderful.
Well, historically, I mean, you have worked with Malaco Records in the gospel realm, right? And also Blackberry Records, the Williams Brothers, right?
Right. I also play guitar for the Williams Brothers. Still play guitar for the Williams Brothers when I'm available. For the last 10 years, I've been with the Williams Brothers camp as their musician, session guitar player. And those guys taught me a lot about the music industry. I give a lot of credit to Melvin and Doug for taking a kid like me at the time under their wings and, you know, telling me the right things to do, what not to do, what to look out for. So I give a lot of credit to those guys for what I am today.
The blues, is there a resurgence in blues right now? The younger generation of bluesmen coming up?
It's a wonderful thing that we do have younger guys coming up, carrying on the torch. When I came to the blues, the story was to me that the blues is about to die out. Nobody's listening to blues, and I couldn't accept that. I think Willie Dixon said it best, that the blues are the roots and everything else, you know, are the fruits. And I could agree with that. So what I wanted to do was bring a young image, young face, fresh sound to the blues, and preserve it, help preserve it, keep the blues alive. So we're well on the way. I think we've had a successful year and 10 months doing the blues. Traveled all over and a few countries overseas within one year, a year and 10 months.
So how long have you been in this transition from gospel to blues and actually performing?
A year and 10 months.
A year and 10 months?
Yeah, we're actually babies in it, but we're making the rounds.
What's been your experience in traveling, for example, overseas? What's that like, audience-wise? It seems like the other markets appreciate it. They really appreciate it.
They really appreciate it. I mean,
why is that? Why do they get it even more so than maybe local audiences?
Because over there, they don't get it as often as we have it every day.
Yeah, they don't see the real thing on a regular basis.
Right. So when it do come every other season, it's like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing is coming to our country. Where every day here you can get some blues, you can get some gospel, you can get some jazz. It's everywhere here, and over there, it's only select times when they get it. So.
And that would go for Europe, Asia, all those countries.
All the countries, man. And like I said, we actually went to Germany. We went to Germany, and we had a great experience over there. The Gross Blues Festival. The people received it. The promoter had a ball. Security, everybody just had a wonderful time, man. So made us feel real welcome.
What is your take on the world of new blues today? I mean, when you write, what in essence, what do you how do you write blues songs? I mean, how do you differentiate it, maybe from music that's come before?
Well, everything is a feeling. I don't sing about nothing I don't know about. I don't write about nothing I don't know about. So for me, it comes from within. And the best way I could give it to you is the way it was given to me.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Gray's Box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to grays.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to grays.com and enter the code GRAYS34 for a free box.
Grays.com. Snacking reinvented.
Ingalls Shipbuilding has pioneered the development and production of technologically advanced, highly capable warships for the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps for more than 75 years. Ingalls is Mississippi's largest manufacturing employer. And today, Ingalls has an immediate need for more than 200 electricians at our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Apply today at www.buildyourcareer.com or call 888-935-1507.
And now back to more Nightique.
The original bluesmen, not many of them still with us today. Recently, B.B. King passed away. We still have with us the great, legendary Bobby Rush and King Edward Antoine. You know, both Bobby Rush and King Edward, although they hail from Mississippi these days, they were both born in Louisiana. So we'll find out a little bit more about the roots, the genesis of King Edward's career, what he's been up to when we talk to him in a moment. But also, we have a treat. Here's King Edward Antoine in performance here in our Nightique studio.
Friend, I asked her for a date. There's a pretty moon out tonight. Don't be late. Bring your pretty self home. Bring your pretty self home. Bring your pretty self home. Everything gonna be alright.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
Did you know home appliance and major system breakdowns cost homeowners an average of $1,700 per year?
American Residential Warranty can help cover those costs with home service plans starting at less than $1 a day.
Plan options include coverage for central air, heat, and ductwork,
water heaters, interior electrical systems, and plumbing,
major kitchen appliances, and more.
Call now. There's no obligation. But hurry, if you wait until you need a home service repair,
it'll be too late.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, I'd like to welcome King Antoine, King Edward Antoine.
That's right.
And when we say Antoine,
yeah,
That's French.
That's French.
And so
Antoine is for French.
So everybody knows King Edward. Let me get a shot here. That's the new record,
New
King
CD,
Edward.
yeah.
In 50 years of blues. And you've been playing for 50 years, right?
Oh yeah, I started in 58.
58.
That's 50 years, man.
Okay, now we were talking before we went on about the fact that you're from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Lafayette, I was born in Rain, Louisiana. I was raised in Lafayette.
Okay, and your name is Antoine, which is a French name.
That's right. It's Edward Antoine, but it's King Edward Antoine on my,
That's your stage name?
Stage name. But
Okay.
really, I just go as King Edward.
King Edward, right.
Yeah.
Now, we got to talk a little bit about Zydeco, because when you were growing up, you spoke French with your family, right?
Oh yeah, all of us grew up. My brothers and sisters, all of us, we speak French, man, and we grew up French. Mostly all them people down there was French. White and black, we speak French to each other. And
you see, in my daddy, when I was growing up, he didn't speak French around the house, but when he went to see his mom,
they speak French to her.
That's all they talked was French.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So many people down in South Louisiana.
There you go.
That's all was spoken, French.
And see, what people don't understand about Zydeco music, see, Clifton Chenier was our cousin. And he taught me Zydeco because I played with him when I was 17 years old.
He was the king of Zydeco.
King of Zydeco, king of the accordion.
Accordion and washboards.
Yeah, and he had a washboard. And I played guitar for him. And we had washboard, guitar, and accordion. So I played guitar, background guitar for him.
And he sang in French.
He sang in French.
And people,
and people would get up and dance, man, get up and dance, man.
And that's what Zydeco was. It was sort of, tell me if I'm correct, it's sort of like a melding of French culture and black culture.
Right.
It was Zydeco.
Right. I'll tell you something about Zydeco. You can see the washing board. That what the washing board was playing, people don't know this. That's what James Brown got that lick from.
His
guitar. His guitar would play. If you listen to James Brown's music, that funk that he playing, the guitar player is playing what that rubbing board was playing. And James Brown, I feel good. See, that's the same thing. James Brown picked that up from the Zydeco people in Louisiana when he used to come through that in his young days,
Because he was traveling all around playing, huh?
But he picked that up and took the guitar, made the guitar play them licks, and it went big, see? And a lot of people don't even know that. They say Zydeco is like just French music. Zydeco is a dance music. If you hear it, and you got to dance to it.
And so you went on stage with Clifton Chenier, the king of Zydeco, your cousin, right?
Yeah.
At what age, 16, 17?
I was 17 then.
17.
And, well, I grew up with all my cousins. They all play music, Some taught me the blues, And then when I got to be 21, I moved to Portland, Oregon. They didn't have too many blues players up there, so I got me a band and started playing blues around there, and everybody liked it.
They had not heard a real blues guy from the South.
A real blues.
That was the whole
And then what
thing.
people don't know about me, I play jazz too. So when I got to Portland, I couldn't get no job, so I played with a 12-piece orchestra band, playing jazz. But then I couldn't play me like I wanted to, so I went back to my blues, And then that's when I started carrying a big flower.
Well, when you go to a place like Portland, outside of the South, where they maybe did not ordinarily have an authentic bluesman around, what did they think of the music?
Crazy about it.
They're crazy about it.
Crazy about it. Crazy about it. I was making more money in Portland than I did just traveling on the road, But now, my brother called me when I was in Portland because I didn't know that many people up there, up north, So he was living in Chicago, and he was playing with all the blues players up there. He played bass and sang, and he's a recording artist, Nolan Struck. And he said, man, you need to come on up here, man, and good as you can play the guitar, man, they would love you up here. I said, okay. He said, well, I tell you what, I'll send you a ticket.
To Chicago?
Yeah, I'll send you a ticket, and you just come on, I'll pick up at the airport. I said, all right. So I moved to Chicago, man, And when I got there, all that snow on the ground, you should have saw me, man, sliding and slipping and sliding. I wasn't used to that, you know. But then I got to playing with these blues players like Junior Wells. They had the checkerboard lines, Buddy Guy's checkerboard lines. It was this legend then. It was Buddy Guy's checkerboard lines.
Checkerboard Lounge.
Yeah, Checkerboard Lounge and Teresa's Lounge was the two bluesest places in Chicago. So I met all of them. I met all of them. I was young, but I was in there with them. And but the star singers at that time was Muddy Waters and B.B. King and Albert King and Howlin' Wolf and them guys like that. They was the star singers. We was learning from, you know, following them, you know.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
Did you know home appliance and major system breakdowns cost homeowners an average of $1,700 per year?
American Residential Warranty can help cover those costs with home service plans starting at less than $1 a day.
Plan options include coverage for central air, heat, and ductwork,
Water heaters, interior electrical systems, and plumbing.
major kitchen appliances, and more.
Call now. There's no obligation. But hurry, if you wait until you need a home service repair,
It'll be too late.
I'm an insect ninja. I'm mostly self-trained in the Eastern art of battling insects, and I use a variety of weapons. Throwing stars, the nunchucks, whatever gets the job done.
There is a better way. Bengal's entire line of premium products for all your insect problems in and around the house. Bengal products really work.
Wasp. Well, sometimes there is a little collateral damage.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, thank you so much, ladies and germs, for being with us on this edition of Nightique. And stay with us every week on Nightique, our website, nightique.com. Drop us a line. I'm Edward St. Pé, and we'll see you next time on the next edition of Nightique.
Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. Join us every week here for Nightique.